Hey there everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to part 3 of Winter from the Wings of Fire tutorial. So we are going to be working on the underside of him, so the underside of his jaw and his stomach in this portion. You should have wired him up if you were planning on wiring, okay? So he should all be wired up now before you attach the stomach, okay? Alright, so let's finish this guy up. Okay, so the stomach is going to be pretty much white. I'm going to be putting a ridge of blue down the center of it, because in the picture on the cover it looks like he has a ridge down the middle of his neck. So I'm just going to add that in. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay. So let's start with his bottom jaw. Now what I'm probably going to do here is I'm going to be using clear bands for, actually no, yeah, I'm going to be using like a different shade of white. These bands came in with the heirloom. They're like this white color that's kind of in between like white and clear. So I'm just going to use those just so that the teeth have a different color than the bottom jaw. But you can use white if you want, or clear, or something similar, or blue even. First we're going to start with the tongue. Okay, so for the tongue, I'm going to be using the same color I used for his eyes, which is the ocean blue jelly. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to double loop down 5 times. So 3, 4, 5, and then here I'm going to split it off into 2. Okay. Now, if possible, you want to wrap the band around, creating 5 loops on this peg. If you can only do 4, it's okay. But 5 will give it a nice tight look. Okay, so now I'm just going to loop up, starting with this side. And now going to this side. And now moving up. And then we're going to very gently lift from the bottom here. Okay. So now he has, or this is going to be his forked tongue. Okay. So you can see that it's going to go right in his mouth later. Or, you know, let's add one more double looped band to this. Just to add one more blue onto here. Cool. Okay, so this you can put aside on a holding hook or a pencil or something. Alright, let's do the jaw now. So I'm going to take 2 white at a time. So 1, 2, and 2 more. Okay, what I'm going to do before I go any further is I'm going to start the ridge underneath the jaw. So this is optional. You don't have to do this. I'm going to use the Solar Blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it 5 times around my hook. And I'm going to pull it onto these 3 sets of bands. So the first one I'll pull onto this set. Okay. Next one I'll pull onto this set. And it might even be easier to do this before you put the bands on the peg. And one more here. You can also go like this. going to double loop the rest of the way down with white. So four double loops going down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so now I'm going to take 2 bands here. Okay, and 2 bands here. And I'm going to double loop the rest. Alright, here I'm going to cap off, wrapping a band around, creating 4 loops. And I'm going to double loop my horizontals. And then this last set I'm just going to do 2. Okay. I'm going to push these 2 edge pegs, or the bands, down on these 2 on each side, and here I'm going to take a white band and I'm going to wrap it around the peg to create 2 loops and let it settle. Okay, just like when we let the bands rest like this, I just wrapped 1 band around twice. Okay, so here we are putting 2 bands on the edge. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to make a tooth. Okay. And I think I might change my mind here. I think I might do use clear bands, because the heirloom bands are actually kind of thick, so I'm just going to use clear bands. Alright, so whatever color you use for the teeth, wrap it around your hook, creating 5 loops. And then I'm going to double loop 1, pull it onto there. Okay. So I'm going to loop up that guy and this guy, and then when I go up this next one, I'm going to pull that tooth onto it. So it's going to have a long tooth on that side. And then let's do the same on the other side. 4, 5. And if you don't like the way the teeth look, you do not have to put them on. Totally up to you. Alright, the rest of the teeth I'm just going to do a single band wrapped around. So wrap it around your hook, creating 5 loops, and just pull it on as you loop up. going to put one more on here. I think this one we might be able to take off. Actually, no, I'm not going to put one on because I really don't think we're going to need it. Loop up over that band that we had looped around twice and loop up to the end. Alright, we're going to add a few more teeth onto the other side. Alright, one more here. Okay, and now I'm going to loop up the center. Okay, this last set I'm going to attach the tongue to. Right, so as I loop it up, I can just pull the tongue on. Alright, so I'm going to tie off with 2 random color bands. Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to gently lift off the bottom. So what it looks like is this. Okay, so it looks kind of weird, right? We got the tongue on the top with the 2 long teeth at the end, and then at the bottom should be those 3 blue pieces. So when we attach this, oh, that'll be so cute. Okay, it'll look cute when we attach it. Alright. Alright, now we're gonna go for the neck. Okay. Alright. So this next part, here we go. So white, 2 at a time. Filling up the whole room. We're actually going 10 rows, so we're gonna not do the bottom 2 rows. We're gonna go 10. Sounds like there's a baby bird outside my window. Okay, so now I'm going to double loop across these three, across these three. Actually, no, before I double loop, before I do the horizontals, push down your edge bands, and we're going to attach the edge loops. So just see what I'm doing. I'm putting one band on each peg. Probably is easier to do this before we do the horizontal bands, because the horizontal bands will actually keep these bands in place from falling off. So it is probably better to do it this way anyway. Okay. Now I'm going to do my double looped horizontals. You just want to make sure that doing this doesn't twist up these bands, so if they get twisted, just tug on them a little bit so that they're not twisted. Okay, so those 4 horizontals were double looped, and now the rest we're just going to do regular. Okay. Alright, we're going to attach the jaw, but what we're going to do is we're going to attach it so the tongue is down. Okay, the tongue is down, and those 3 solar blue bands are facing up. So go through all 4 loops. Okay. Alright, I'm going to loop up the 2 sides. And we'll save the middle for last. Okay, let's attach our solar bands to the center column as we loop. So continuing that ridge. A bit of a pain getting these bands on. Oops. Okay. Tie off the ends. Here's his neck. Roar. Take off the tying bands here. Okay. Roar. Okay. Time for the stomach portion. Okay. Okay, so this part we have to do in 3 parts. A little bit of a pain. Alright, we're going to put 2 bands at a time down each side. Okay, I'm going to attach the center pieces to the middle row as I put them on. It'll be easier that way. So the ridge put on as we go down. Okie dokie. Alright, so just pay attention to how I'm doing the horizontal bands here. Okay. This top set, I'm putting 2 there and 2 more here. This one, 2 across all 3, and then 1 on each end. Okay, and the same thing almost all the way down. So 2 there, 1 on each end. 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 And then the last set, I'm going to do 2 across these 2, and then 2 across these 2. Okay, so I'm going to take this stomach thing, you're going to flip it so that now the tongue is up, okay? And this will get put, these 3 ends will attach to the end. This one might be a little tricky with that blue guy around it. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to loop up all of these columns, okay? So I'm going to pull all those loose bands to the edge. Now I just realized I should have done 2 on each end, but it's alright. It still works. It will still work fine. Because I'm thinking that I'm doing the edge bands for the attachment, but it's not that yet, so... Okay, so I'm gonna leave, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one tied around just so I know which set that was, okay? These little blue guys, I'm gonna kind of pull out. I'll worry about that later. Okay. So let's do the 2 sides now. Okay. So I'm gonna go through those loops on the end here, okay? That tying band is around. And I'm gonna go around that peg, okay? Alright, so I'm gonna take the next set of semi-loose bands. They're not extremely loose, they're only partially loose. Wrap them around that peg. The next guy is going to go around that peg. The next guy around that peg. We can put our edge bands on, so one there, and one here. Let's loop up those guys to start. Okay, I'm going to lift up this guy here and this guy. Alright, we can attach the next band around there and the next one around there. We'll put our 2 edge bands there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Lift off those guys. So go lift off 2 sets. Okay, and then we'll do the next 2. one more really loose set, and then the next one is like a semi-loose set of 2, I believe, in there. Where are you? Those 2 will go around that single peg, and then we're going to put loose band here, here, and at the top here. Okay, all right. Okay, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Before I do the other side, I'm kind of getting annoyed that these blue thingies are stuck in there a little bit, so I'm just gonna tug them out because we looped this one a different direction. So when we pulled it off, those blue bands are kind of stuck halfway inside there. Okay, there we go. It's a little better for now. Okay, now we're going to do the other side, okay? So it's pretty much what we just did. It's just the opposite. Okay. Yeah, this one goes outward. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go to the other side. Alright, so I'm going to go through the set on the other side. So if you took the tying bands off, it's pretty much the set below where the tighter set is. Okay, it does have a band around it. Oops, a loose band. And then we're going to wrap that tighter set around this guy. And then the next loose set around this guy, and the next loose set around this guy. And I'm going to put my loose edge bands on here, here, and here. What happened here? Hold up. Oops, something happened. There we go. Okay. We're getting there, guys. It's slow, but it's getting there. Okay, so now it looks like this. Okay. Take off that last tying band here around the neck. Okay, so now we have two more, or rather 3 more parts to this. Okay. You can always take your dragon and kind of see how it looks like so far with the stomach on him. Okay. Okay, we're getting there, guys. Ready? Okay. Go down 8 times here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we'll go out and down. Okay, so now I'm going to attach the solar band to the bands on this column. Okay, so actually no, just kidding. Don't do that. Because what we're going to do is we're going to just use white and we're going to end the solar bands down here toward the bottom. So don't actually attach those blue bands there. Okay? Okay, we're going to attach here, I believe. Okay, so, sorry about that. This guy we're going to attach the first solar band to. Okay, so, I mean, by all means, you can have the solar bands go all the way down the whole thing. But then the problem is, with the rest of the tail on the main body, it's not gonna have solar bands on it because we already completed that part. So for me being a perfectionist, I just kind of want to stop it at the bottom of the stomach here. But that's up to you. Okay, let's push down all our bands. Okay. Taking 2 white bands across here. 2 across there. 2 across there. 2 across here. 2 across here. 2 across there, 2 across there, 2 across there, 2 across there. Push these guys down again. Okay, we're going to take 2 white bands and drop them here. We're going to drop them here. We're going to drop them on the next one. Okay. Take your stomach. Okay. Turn it so the tongue is up and the blue ridge is down. Attach your end to here. The second column to here, and the center one that has the ridges on it, those will attach to here. Okay, I'm going to loop up this column on the side here, the one with the loose bands hanging off of it. Okay, and the other side I'm going to add my loose edge bands too. Okay, start looping up the middle column to here, and then stop, and we'll do these. Something funky going on here. Okay. Okay, pull your bands out to the edge. Okay. Alright, let's do the other side. So 2 more sections, guys. We're almost there. Attach the final 2 ends. Get these loose bands out of the way here. Final 2 ends here to these 2 pegs here. So these 3 loose sets on the end I attached around those 3 pegs. Okay, push down here. We want to attach our loose bands for the ends. So 1 there, there, there. Okay, around this peg I'm going to dig in and find the semi-loose set that's next in line. Then we'll put a loose band over that one. Okay, let's loop up to there. Lift up a little bit off the bottom. Next set goes around here. Next set goes around there. Ugh, stop falling off. Right now I'm so fed up with this project, I can't wait to be done with it. In all honesty, I'm so mad at this project because it took me way longer than it should have to make. I'm just done with this guy. And of course he has to be the last Wings of Fire dragon I have to make, and he's just been proven so difficult for me. I'm just ready to be done. Alright. Pull off our tying bands. Okay. Alright, getting there. Okay. Of course I messed up on this one and that's gonna bother me because that one's sticking up instead of out, but whatever. Alright, last one is... Okay, so we're going to take 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. So 2 at a time, just follow my pattern here. Okay, this is our last section here. 2 bands across there. 2 across here. Now we're going to double loop. Across here. Across here. Across here. Okay, I'm gonna push down. Okay, whew, attach the final ends. Woohoo! Okay. We'll do our edge bands. Alright, I'm gonna go up the center. Okay. Okay, this one we're going to drop 2 bands onto. do it again here and here. We'll loop the last guy, and we're going to tie off with 2 bands. Okay, so there's 2 loops at the end. Alright, gently pull this off. Make some room. Okay, we're going to pull all our edge bands off to the side, take off any tying bands except for those 2 white ones at the very end that we just put on. I don't know what happened here, like why it's all wonky there. But anyway. Okay. So now is a good time for your fiber fill. To grab it so that you have it on hand. So we're going to take our dragon. Okay. We're going to take our stomach, and the side with the tongue is obviously at the head. Okay. So you're going to hold that against the head so it looks the way you want it. Now here's the trick here. We want to attach it so the bottom jaw is shorter than the top jaw. So you want to pull it back so it's a little bit shorter. Because what's going to happen is when you bend the neck, the jaw is going to come out further. So you want to make sure it's in far enough so he's not going to look dopey with the jaw coming out too far later. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hook. Behind his front 2 horns, we're going to go to the set of bands right behind the blue set here. So the horns are attached to the blue set. Right behind there is a white set. Go through the top 4 loops of that set, and we want to pull through that double looped set right here. Okay, so it's not the really loose band, it's the double looped set. Pull that through those bands. Okay. Then we're going to go to the next set, which is this blue horn is on it, so I'm going to lift up the blue horn, go behind it through the set, and we're going to pull through the first, or those 2 bands that are kind of together there. There really probably only should have been 1, but we can just pull both of them through. Should have only put 1 on the loom, but it's not a big deal. Okay, then we're going to lift back the next horn and go through the back of that guy and pull through the next loose band. And we want to make sure we're not missing any or going out of order, because otherwise the stomach's going to be attached crooked. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm just stitching it together. Okay, so you pull the band through the loops as well as the loop of the band that's on your hook. Roar. So I'm going to continue this all the way down him. Okay, so we're focusing on the edge sets. And we're just going in order, pulling 1 loose band through each edge set and stitching. When you reach the front leg, I'll show you what we're going to do next. If you have wire or done stomach attachment with me before, you know exactly what this is, and you can just, you probably even stop the video and finish them off if you know what you're doing. Okay, so again, staying at the edge sets, the top of the set, of each edge set. So here, now that we've reached the set that the leg is attached to, so I'm going to go through the side of that set instead of the top. So the side of that set, pull that loose band through, stitch it. Now you want to lift that leg up, and we're going to go through the next set, which is the bottom of the set because it's under the leg. Okay, same thing with the next one. So the next one is also we're going through the bottom. And then we're going to go through the side of the next set because this is the back of the leg now. Roar. Okay, and we're going to continue with the top of the set now until we reach the back leg. And then we're pretty much going to repeat what we just did with the front leg. Roar, look how cool he is. Okay. So now we're at the back leg. So I'm going to go through the side of it, just like we did with the front leg. Okay, and now we're going to go through the bottom of the sets. The more you do this, the easier it is. Okay, we're reached the back set of the legs, so I'm going to go through the side. Okay, again we're going through the back. Or the top, I'm sorry. The top of each set. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. I want it more than I can do. I watched Beauty and the Beast yesterday. So now I have the song stuck in my head. Okay, so the last set is the one where there's two tied off at the end, so that one will just go through the underside. You know what, when you're to this at the second to last one, go through the side of the set instead of the top. Not that it makes that much of a difference, but it'll just be consistent. Okay, and then the last one will go through the end, or the bottom of the set. Alright, so what we can do here is we can hold it with something. So I can use like a holding hook or something to kind of just hold that there while I do the other side. Okay. Now as we do this side, we're going to stuff him. Okay. So again, I'm going to start at the white set behind the horn, and I'm going to pull through that double loop band. Okay, and I'm just going to continue that. So just, it's the same that we did on the other side. I usually don't stuff the necks of these guys because they don't really need it, the necks, just so you know. Usually the necks are thick enough without it. Now as we do this part, we want to stuff it as we go. I want adventure. Okay. Almost there. Okay. So they should pretty much be even at the end here. Mine is like 1 off. I'm not really sure why that is, but I can always fix that later. Anyway. Alright, so what you're going to do at the end is you're going to... I'm going to get rid of that guy and just use this guy. Because I don't know what happened there. I must have had an extra band or something. Okay, you're going to take the, sorry, ignore what I'm doing. I'm just adjusting mine since I had an extra one. You should have 2 loops around your finger at the end, okay. You're going to dig into the tail somewhere, come out near where those loops are, pull those loops through the tail, and then we're going to C-clip them. So we're going to put a C-clip on here and tuck it into the tail where it won't really be seen. Okay. Roar. So now we can make any adjustments that we want, okay? So you can straighten out the horns. The mouth, you could try to make the mouth bend upward instead of downward by sticking your hook through the bands and tugging up in each row. Let's try that. It's a little better. Okay. Now all of his horns here should be angled back. So what you can do is stick your hook through the horn and tug toward the back of him. Otherwise he's gonna have a bit of a wacky hairdo. Even though they're horns or spikes. It's gonna look a little wacky. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, so I'm just pulling them toward the back of him. You want them to try to be as straight as possible, these spikes. They should be straight and heading back. Okay. Tug on his tongue if you want. And if you feel the need to, like, you can always use a white band to tie off the jaw here if you'd rather the jaw close earlier. That's up to you. Okay. But that is pretty much it, guys. Use your hook to have these spikes bend the direction you want them to bend. And I'm going to be putting some glitter on mine. So if you want to watch that, if I have it here, yeah. I even have some glow-in-the-dark glitter. But I'm just going to use the regular glitter, okay? Because he's an IceWing, so I do want him to be very glittery. I mean, the Cobalt Blue is already glittery, but alright, so now, I'm still adding more to him because I missed some spots. You have a beautiful, glittery IceWing. Half this glitter will probably come off of him like within the next 10 minutes, but it looks cool for pictures if you want to take nice pictures of him. Alright, well, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it was very confusing at points because I changed my mind, and especially the first part was very confusing. But if you made it through and you made him, definitely show me pictures on Facebook and Instagram. See the links in the description. Okay. And feel free to make him in different colors. That would be really cool. See different like icy colors on the IceWings. Okay, I hope you enjoyed, guys. There he is. You know, I will show you a better view. Let me just take my computer down. It's a little bit of a disaster up here, but anyway. There he is. Beautiful IceWing dragon. Okay, he's got his back spikes there. Okay. I hope you love him, and I hope you make him, or you have made him. Alright guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Enjoy.